Hi, everybody, and welcome to Two Guys Talk Cleveland Sports. I'm Tim Shire, and my co-host is Joey Schneider. You can follow us on X, formerly Twitter, and you can watch the show on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, all those fun places. We are one follower away from 500 on TikTok, Joey.
That's pretty amazing. And if you are the 500th follower, you win a very special prize. You win being the 500th follower on TikTok.
There it is. Yeah, and that's pretty damn good if you ask me. So we got a lot to talk about in this hour. In this, we'll go for 1 hour tonight.
I like the pronunciation of hour.
Sometimes you got to pronounce letters that nobody else does. You know what I mean?
Is that with a J or an H?
Yeah, sometimes you want to be different, you know? So we'll have an hour show tonight. And the Cavs are playing right now. Speaking of Cleveland teams, they are tied currently at this moment. They are tied 53-53 with Indiana. Don't panic, anyone. Donovan Mitchell is not playing tonight for rest, and that's why it's 53-53. But they should, with 2:11 left in the first half. So I doubt if the game will be over by the time we finish this hour. But I cover the team. Oh, let me get to the business first. This show is brought to you by CT Roofing and Power Wash. Joey, did you call Tommy about your deck yet?
I have been very busy this week with my bum ankle, so I have not had a chance to call Tommy yet.
Joey,
but
you know what the number is, Joey? It's
what is
440-278-0506.
And I'm going to get right on that because, as we talked about last week, I need a new deck.
Yeah.
I want to get the house starting to think, positive thoughts. Let's get out of this winter.
I planted seeds on the first indoor for plants. Yes, I did. And 2 marigolds came up today.
Oh my God.
Yes. So I'm thinking spring too, because I can't stand this being cooped in the estate, in the mansion. I hate being in the 6-room mansion all. Well, 7. I guess you can.
Well, yeah.
If you count the bathroom, it's 7.
I mean, isn't your office technically 8 though? So I mean.
Well, I guess the basement could be 8. Well, it's not the basement. It is the lower level.
Sorry.
Yes, the lower level.
I mean, I know you have the elevator that goes down. So.
Oh well, yeah. It's very. You've seen my amazing dungeon-like basement. Yeah. Hey, it's a basement. It's a lower level though, and it's really lower because I'm like 5'6" and I almost hit my head. So it's really low. Yeah. But maybe we should talk about some sports.
There we go.
Cavs, they went 3-1 last week. On my Cavs weekly show last week, I predicted they would go 0-4. They said, Tim, shut up. And they went 3-1. I got to say, Joey, I've talked to you about this. I've talked to everybody who will listen and a lot of people who won't listen. I am really, really sick of other Cleveland media and fans jumping on Jared Allen, acting like he's the reason that they aren't good when they struggle. I've got some statistics for you. Since we're a statistic-driven society now, we can't watch something and say, hey, he's good. No, we have to look at stats. So maybe this will shut people up. Cavs are down 60-53 at halftime. Maybe this will shut people up, though. Since joining the Cavaliers in January of 2021, almost 5 years now. I think it's January 15th. Will be 5 years. The Cavaliers, when Jared Allen plays, the terrible Jared Allen who hampers the team, they have a .602 winning percentage when Jared Allen plays. When Jared Allen doesn't play, 64 games he's missed in 5 years, which is about average because guys don't play 80 games anymore. They play about 70. All right?
A lot of those games were missed because of injury, not because he didn't want to play.
Well, no. But these people that bitch about him say that he gets hurt too much. Well, he doesn't get hurt too much. But .602 when he plays, all right, the winning percentage. When he doesn't play, how about .390? When Jared Allen doesn't play, the Cavs are almost down at the Browns level. And we want to trade him. God, these people, they need to go away or keep their mouths zipped because they're not looking smart. I mean, that is a 212-point swing when he plays and when he doesn't play. I don't know how much more proof these fans need. They'll ignore it, though. They'll ignore it because, it's just like the people who, who defend the Haslams or rip the Dolans every time they do anything. They don't want to be knowledgeable, some of these people. They just don't. He's, as my friend who covers who's covered the Cavs since '94, said to me the other day when we were talking after the game, when he had 12 defensive rebounds in one game, which is now a Cavs record, he said Jared Allen is low-hanging fruit because Jared Allen won't respond to the critics in a negative way. So they're going to continue to pound him.
I think there's that, and I also think that when you look at the Cavs, and if you're gonna pick, you look at the starting roster, and we talked last week, they always they say the core four of.
I hate that because it just reminds me. I mean, people use it. You're right, they do. I hate it though. It reminds me of the damn Yankees in the '90s. I don't want to hear it. That's
he's the one that you're going to pick on.
He's probably the easiest one to pick. Well, and the second easiest one to pick on is Darius Garland, and people go after him too. But there is number proof. There's numbers proof why Garland deserves some criticism.
I think that honestly, you can. If you really want to give criticism, you kind of can give criticism across the board to any one of them, probably with the exception of Donovan Mitchell.
He doesn't. Joey, you could criticize him too. He doesn't make every shot.
Well,
come on.
I'm just saying. I would not criticize any one of them. I think that all four are absolutely fantastic basketball players.
They really are.
And they're, they've all been obviously to the All-Star game.
And how hard is it to be an All-Star when you're a Cav and your name isn't LeBron James? It's hard.
It depends what year it is.
It's been tough. There were many years in the late 80s and 90s that Mark Price and Brad Daugherty and those guys should have made it, and they didn't.
But the other thing that I agree with that 100%. That was I loved that team. But what was that? Price, Daugherty, Hot Rod Williams.
Oh yeah, Nance
and Elo.
Those guys, man.
That was a great.
They were amazing.
That's one of my favorite teams.
That was back when you played 8 players only, 8 or 9, and that's it. You're end of the bench. Your end of the bench never saw the floor.
Yeah, I was real young.
They only had 12 guys on the team back then, too.
I was like 4 or 5 when they played. That was like, what, 89, 90?
Yeah, they got drafted in 86.
Okay.
Doherty and Price in the first round.
Oh, wow.
They might have had a good draft that day. They might have.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
I mean, come on. And the year before they drafted Hot Rod, and he had to sit out a year.
Price Doherty in the first round is kind of crazy.
It's kind of like with one of my other favorite teams, Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks in the first round.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Or
Hall of Famers.
Or a team that I hate. I believe Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis were both in the first round.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Really? I thought Ogden was later, but you could be right. But
I'm thinking of trading cards. I remember seeing them on. They had same set. They had I had all the rookies, and it was Jonathan Ogden. But what I wanted to say about the Cavs was we talked last week, and we said, I said, don't be surprised if they go on a bit of a run.
Well, I thought that too. Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Right. We talked about that.
I regretted my 0-4 week pick like almost immediately because they went and won that night. Yeah.
And you're going to have I think you're going to see that up and down. You're going to win 3 or, but I think that they're going to have that positive win percentage. If they play 4 games a week, I think they're going to, you'll 3-1, 4-0, and then another week they might be 2-2. But it's just going to.
Well, you're going to have tough. You're going to have weeks where you play tough teams too.
Right.
But they got to beat the bad teams. Like they got to win this game in Indianapolis tonight.
I don't think that you're going to see too many of the downswings anymore. I think you're just going to start seeing it go up, and see them. Eventually take, by the end of the year, I think that they're going to be where they need to be at. And
that's what Pacers coach Rick Carlisle said tonight at the pregame press conference was he feels they're doing it the right way. They're setting themselves up for success when it matters in the postseason.
Right.
And he might know a thing or two. He's a Hall of Famer. He's won a championship. He got that Pacers team to the finals last year. So that guy is something. And so he might know what he's talking about a little bit. Speaking of injuries, though, there was some injury news today with the Cavs, or when they send it out, a status update. Max Strus recently underwent evaluation and imaging on his left foot following off-season surgery to repair a Jones fracture. Looks like he's trying to keep up with the Joneses. The evaluation and imaging revealed positive progress, but additional time is required for the fracture to fully heal. Strus will continue to advance in the rehabilitation and conditioning phase of his recovery, along with ongoing medical treatment. He is scheduled for a follow-up evaluation with Dr. David Porter, who performed the procedure in conjunction with the Cavaliers medical staff, which includes Wycliffe graduate James Rosnick, within the next 4 weeks. So instead of Strus getting back in January, it looks like more like after the All-Star break, maybe.
I think they're going to even be. I wouldn't be shocked if it wasn't like the beginning of March. They might
also wouldn't be shocked if they trade him.
Well,
I wouldn't be shocked.
I mean, again, the contract. I mean, we talked about that last week. Any trades they make it's going to be tough.
Yeah, but he's one that they probably could get rid of. But we'll see. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not a huge person that likes
also.
To speculate.
Plus, you got to look at. It depends where they're at. Are they? If I'm wrong and they do go on a downswing, changes are going to need to be made. And
I don't think. I think they know now what they want to do. I don't think that Kobe Altman is shit. We had a bad week. We need to make some trades. No, I think they have a plan already. They know what they're going to do at the deadline. They might even be trying already to, I'm sure they're contacting teams. We had that discussion yesterday, you and I,
No.
through text. Like, just because somebody doesn't report it doesn't mean it's not happening.
Right.
I think these GMs are in contact with each other all the time. So they already know what they're going to do, I think, but the rest of us don't know. And I think that they got a plan, and let's hope that whatever they do, it works out. And we're talking on this show in June about game 6 tonight is the finals, so let's just hope that that's what we're talking about, at the end of the season, and not another second round exit.
That is a good point, though. That's something that you brought up, and it kind of is a blanket statement for all sports, which is you are not going to get a GM of any team to tell you what they are going to do or what they're thinking.
No.
Everything comes from someone who maybe has an idea, and you have way too many people in the media, and it's not just Cleveland, it's all over the country, and obviously a lot of it is talking points, but it gets to the point of you're doing it just to say it. And
it gets to the point of journalists aren't respected like they used to be.
Right, because
that's what it's gotten to.
Right. And we talked about it, and I liked my analogy. It's kind of like the what was that paper? Years ago, I don't know if it's even it might still be there, but I haven't. You went to the grocery store and it was like, Elvis still alive, spotted in it was like
well, he was living in Tweed, Ontario, because I saw that on Phil Donahue, so he definitely was living in Tweed, Ontario.
I don't even know.
Phil Donahue ain't putting shit out there. He's putting real stuff out there.
I can't remember what those were called. I mean,
those were the tabloids.
Tabloids, thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like a lot of.
My mom bought the Star every week.
The Star.
She loved the Star.
I feel like a lot of journalism has gotten this, and sports journalism has gotten to the point where
it's just like that.
It's like tabloids. It's like,
but
someone from someone heard something, so let's report on it, which is something that you and
funny?
I would never do.
You know what? One of the more reliable news outlets that I get alerts from, and it never turns out to not be true.
What?
TMZ. Yes, it's crazy. If I get an alert, that's where I saw Rob Reiner. The thing about Rob Reiner first. TMZ.
You're right. They have people everywhere. I don't know.
I mean, they do. Like I don't know. Like, what do they do? Like, did they have like aliens or something? Because they can't be paying all these people. I get alerts from them at like 3 a.m. It's nuts. I'll hear a click or a thing on my phone. I'm like, oh, must be TMZ.
Who died now?
It's like, wow. But yeah, it's become a tabloid journalism society, and it's sad because that makes legitimate journalists look really bad. So, but let's move on now. Let's get to, like we said last week, you can talk about baseball in the winter in Cleveland. It's possible, and we're going to do it here.
Every week.
Yes, we will. Every week. Whether you like it or not, and if you don't like it, you could go away and then come back in 20 minutes when we're done talking about them. But we're going to talk about them every week because they matter just as much as all 3 teams matter equally. They do. Yeah, I may not be a Browns fan, but they all 3 matter equally.
Yeah.
So let's get to the Guardians and rip them apart, Joey, okay? Joey and I are going to lead off ripping them apart tonight. So John Kenzie Noel was claimed and signed with the Orioles. And I'm telling you something, I don't think it's any coincidence that former bench coach Craig Albernays, who I will be clear, and we've talked about it. I've talked about it before, and I'm very honest about this. Craig Albernays saw something about John Kenzie Noel that he liked. I cannot stand Craig Albernays. I had dealings with Craig Albernays when he was a minor league manager, and I'll just put it simply. Craig Albernays is a son of a bitch. He's not a nice person. He suffers from Napoleon complex because he's shorter than me. Yeah, so he's like 5'4". And he's also from New York, so come on.
And we know how you feel about New York.
Yeah, well, he thinks he knows everything. So, but he saw something in Noel. He gets the Orioles job, and who do they claim? They claim John Kenzie Noel. Tommy called me this morning. For those of you who don't know who Tommy is, Tommy's my son. Calls me this morning, and he says, I don't know, Dad. I just feel like John Kenzie's going to hit 45 home runs this year. And he said, but that'll make you look bad too, Dad, because you said Craig Albernays was responsible for the platooning. And I said, you know what? If I turn out being wrong about that, that's okay, because I'll be glad if John Kenzie hits 45 home runs. I wish he'd be doing it in the Guardians lineup. But
I think he's going. I don't even think it's a matter of if. I think it's a matter of when. I have that much faith in John Kenzie. I think
they really made a big mistake.
I think so, and you know what? And you can say whatever you want. You know that he struggled hitting, breaking balls, and yeah, okay, I get it. But he's still only 24 or 25 years old. Yes, okay. The one thing that you can teach hitting to any, but especially at that level, there's a much bigger curve. But one thing you can't teach is that kind of power.
No, you're right.
And John Kenzie had it in spades, and we got to see it when early on in the minors, and then they got a little taste of it when his first year in the majors, and
then they just didn't use him last year.
And then it was like they gave him some games. He struggled a little bit. Then he was sent down, brought back up. He was constantly being platooned. And I have to say this every time I talk about him, because every single time he moved up, the same thing happened. He was bombing home runs. He would move up. He would see better pitching. He would have to adjust, but he was getting the at-bats to adjust.
Yes.
And then he would start crushing again. It happened from single A to double A, from double A to triple A. And then from triple A, that first season with the Guardians, he struggled. And then he
didn't struggle a lot because he was playing every friggin' day.
That's the point, is that he was getting at-bats every day. He was not getting platooned. He wasn't sitting out 2 weeks at a time and then coming in to pinch hit. He has to be in the lineup, and he is a guy that he's not going to hit 300, but he's a guy who's going to hit 230 to 250, maybe 260 in a really good year, and he's going to hit 40 or 45 home runs.
Yeah. They put out their bullshit thing they always put out when someone leaves the organization and signs with someone else. It's total bullshit. You let him go. You didn't want him. You didn't value him. And they put out their thing on Twitter, on social media yesterday. Thank you for everything, John Kenzie, and good luck in Baltimore. Yeah, good luck in Baltimore after we tried to destroy you, after we treated you like complete garbage and didn't give you the opportunity that you should have gotten, after we spent time developing you, and then we just didn't use you. We destroyed you. Good luck in Baltimore, John Kenzie. Well, I say good luck in Baltimore, John Kenzie. You get to play the assholes 6 times in 2026, and hopefully you'll hit a bunch of home runs against them. and you'll make them look really bad. And maybe you'll foul a foul ball off Stephen Vogt's head.
Oh,
because
man.
I'm sick of this kind of shit. I'm sick of it. And you know me, Joey.
Oh,
Anybody that knows me, I'm going to defend the Guardians a lot. But their platooning bullshit can't be defended. Only the analytics guys who don't know one end of the baseball bat from the other, who couldn't play above Pony League baseball, those guys think they know everything. There's probably some dumb, obscure analytics stat that says John Kenzie isn't good. And those dummies will ignore 25 other stats that show he could be good for one stupid stat. All right, I feel my blood pressure going up. Take over for a second.
I just look at it, and me and you covered him when he was in single A
at Lake County, which is a whole other story.
But number one, what an incredibly nice kid.
Oh, yeah.
Is incredibly nice,
yeah,
incredibly respectful.
Were you there the night that he rested his elbow on my head? He used me as an armrest.
Yeah. The other thing I respected too about him, not that I didn't really care, but they have their interpreter, but he wanted to to speak English because he wanted to practice and learn and get better at it. But I loved watching him that season. I've told this story before. I think it was just me and you in the press box that night.
Cavs are now down by 8 with 8 minutes left in the third. Go on.
And you said to me, some players just have that sound, and I said, I don't. What are you talking about? You were like, that sound. As soon as they hit the ball, it's a home run. Mm-hmm. And there was, I think that year was the first time in like 19 years you ever had to miss a game. There was like a week that you weren't there.
I think Dave and I both missed.
Yeah, because I was the only person in the press box, and I remember I'm writing a story, as just kind of, I shouldn't say writing, but I was doing something, looking down as he comes up, and I just heard it, and I'm like, before I even looked up, I go, that's a home run. You just heard it, and I go, that's what Tim was talking about. He has that kind of power. And for an organization where the fans are just constantly complaining, we need a guy with power outside of Jose. That he's sitting right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's what pisses me off.
Right.
He's right there.
Right.
But the fans are dumb too. Fans are dumb too, Joey. They don't really, and really what bothers me sometimes, and I'm not going to say this about Paul Hoynes, because Paul Hoynes is a great writer, and he doesn't do it. But all those young guys who think they're more important than the effing team, one we won't mention that covered that was at Lake County with us, who doesn't want to admit he worked for me. They all think they're so damn smart. They need to sign a bat. No, they're developing bats.
Right.
And then they're not using them right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that was, and that's the part of the game. Like, I'm not trying to get my blood pressure up like you, but
I also got to get it out,
Oh yeah, I hear you. There's that part of the game it's the eye test. You know what this guy does.
These young people, they can't pass the eye test.
Well, I'm talking about and it's kind of like, who am I to criticize? But like I said, we saw John Kenzie go from single to double, double to triple. You know his pattern.
Yes.
Why would you then put him in a situation where he's not getting everyday at bats?
They're going to regret it so much.
Oh, he's gonna figure it out, and he's
and they also the Orioles also had a guy that they gave up on, Anthony Santander, who was great at Lake County, and they never gave the MF a shot. Now I'm starting to get into the swearing. I'm just getting so worked up about this. They never gave him a shot. He had some injuries in the minor leagues. He did. But they never gave him a shot. They left him unprotected. He got taken. And boom, boom, he became a star in Baltimore. Yeah. How does this sound familiar? There we go.
History has a weird way of repeating itself.
Yeah.
If you've never heard, and I know you've heard it, but for those that never, it's a saying.
Don't worry, Joey. I have taken screenshots on social media.
You got receipts.
Yeah, of people who said he'll never be good. And when he is, they're going to know it. Because they can't judge talent. I hear these dumb idiots come up with this one WRC plus and all that bullshit. What the hell is that even? We did really well for about 100 damn years with batting average, home runs, and RBI.
Yeah,
we did really well with those. We judge players by those. Now we got to have all this other crap. I'm not saying that other crap won't help, but you don't only go by that shit.
Yeah, well, it was and with pitching is the same way. You have spin rate, and I mean, you go back in the. Remember last week we talked about favorite players, and you said one of yours was Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan no one cared about his spin rate. He was just throwing the ball.
No one cared about Roger Clemens' spin rate.
No, but the thing is you didn't need to know it because if you watch the game, that guy's got a great breaking ball.
It's so ridiculous.
That's how you knew.
I'm not against new technology.
Right.
I'm against going overboard with it. Right. And that's what's happened.
Right.
I'll bet you, I'm sure like John Kenzie Noel, Joey, probably on a Tuesday when it's below 70 and the wind is southwest out of the southwest 7 miles per hour and the humidity is up and the sun is on an angle it's normally not at, he's probably gone 0 for 7. So my God, we can't have him in the lineup today. That's the kind of bullshit they're doing.
The rotation of the Earth on the y-axis is not a good day for.
Oh my God! Not a good day. How about this? Yes, Stephen Vogt won Manager of the Year again. Stephen Vogt is also the manager of the lowest batting average in the history of the Cleveland franchise. In 125 years. He owns that too. Okay? He owns that too.
God. No, Noel I could go on about John Kenzie forever. I thought the world of him, and this isn't a personal thing. As we both like John Kenzie.
I just want to welcome Caleb to the broadcast. He just commented, and I just want to welcome Caleb to the broadcast. Apparently, he's in 5th grade, and he plays sports. So I want to welcome Caleb to the show. So, what were you saying, Joey? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hate harping on Noel, and it's not a personal thing because we watched him when he coming up, or because we liked him as a player or we liked him as a person. It's because we saw him as a player develop up to the majors, and then it just took 1 year. Go back 2 years ago. big Christmas, hitting home runs in the playoffs, playing that Mariah Carey Christmas song over it. And
yeah,
then,
well,
and
they're a
and
real
1
family.
year,
They're a family, Joey. Remember, they're a family. They're a close-knit group. Yeah, they just cast a family member off because they used him wrong.
I don't even know. It was one season. I mean, are you going to?
I know. I know.
You have a 20. I mean, so he was 24 years old, had one bad season, and now you let him go to another team where he's going to hit 40 homers. And
isn't he? He's 24. I think that was the age Aaron Judge came up, right?
That I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. I
could care less.
Oh, what did he do after What did he do after his age 24 season? He struck out a lot early too, didn't he? He's pretty good, right?
I think he's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty good. My God. I don't know. I just don't know.
I hate sitting here and having to talk and bitch and moan about, how and everyone says that they need a power bat in the right field. They had a power bat that you could put in right field.
Cavs have caught up. They're down by 3. Okay.
but you didn't want to develop. I don't know. It wasn't even. I could even if he played a full season and was atrocious, I could maybe even then somewhat be like, okay, you know what? Maybe not. But it's not. He didn't get a full season. He barely got. I don't even know how many games he played in, but I know the platooning did not work for him.
We're gonna have to move on.
Yeah, but I could talk about this all day. But
I know we've been talking about it for 17 minutes.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's get the trade. They made a trade today. Another mind-boggling. They picked Justin Ruley up on December 17th from Toronto. Bought him from Toronto. Well, then they designate him for assignment on the 20th. They worked out a deal with the Cardinals today. They got cash from the Cardinals for him, so that's done. Okay, it's like when that's like when the football team picks up a fourth string guard. I mean, that's about what that was about. I'm going to go over my lineup real quick, Joey. My 2026 lineup. Next week we'll do pitching. But tonight we'll do the lineups and the lineup I'd like to see every day. We
are doing the lineups that we want to see every day.
Every day.
Lineups,
every day.
Yes.
I want this lineup 150 times, barring injuries. Okay. So Quan leading off, left field. Brian Rocchio hitting second base. Jose playing third, of course. Kyle Manzardo hitting fourth. DH or first base. Chase DeLauder, center field, hitting fifth. George Valera, right field, hitting sixth. Bo Naylor, seventh, catching. CJ Kafis, DH or first base, hitting eighth. And Gabriel Arias or Juan Brito, hitting ninth and playing shortstop. That's my lineup. That's what I want. I don't want a bunch of goddamn shit. And I know David Fry, they're going to force his ass in there somewhere. And we talked about it last week. He's average, maybe a little above at best. What's your lineup?
And we like David Fry.
Yeah, we like him too.
Yeah.
Shit, I like for his speed.
My lineup
for his speed, but he sucked.
Yeah. My lineup is almost identical to yours. Did I even have anything different? Quan, Rocchio, Ramirez, Manzardo were my top four. Mm-hmm. 5 was DeLauder in center. 6 was Valera. 7 was Bo Naylor. 8 was Kafis, and 9 was Brito.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. That's pretty much all we got for the Guardians. We're going to move on.
Was that the same as yours?
Pretty much the same. Yeah, pretty much.
I will say I don't. I think you give Brito. I think you give Brito the start. I
don't know. I don't know. I'm not counting on Brito, and I'm not counting on Bazzana yet. I'm just not. I know how this organization goes.
I'm not doing. Yeah, I'm not Bazzana or Bazzana, however you pronounce his last name. But I for some reason, I just got a feel. I got a good feeling about Juan Brito.
Well, I hope so. Let's move on to. And I'm just honest. I'm honest, right? I'm an honest person. That's why some people don't like me, because I'm honest. I say the truth. Let's move on to the worst organization in pro sports for the last 27 years. Now, I just have to add another year on every time. They never disappoint me. They have a 320 winning percentage since they came back. The next closest is the Lions at 390. So there's 70 points between. Yeah, that's how bad they are. And I looked at every franchise in the four major sports. But let's move on with that. We're not going to focus on the negative. We're not.
Focus on the positive.
We're going to find a positive. They won the last two, which was good. Myles Garrett got the sack record. And they beat the Bengals. I'm glad he got the record. The Michael Strahan, Brett Favre sack was a farce. And I hate that it stood as long as it did, but now, and Michael Strahan calling him out is an idiot.
Also, another guy who is Jared Allen. He called it out today. Said that he should be tied because of some fumble that happened.
Jared Allen or Jared Allen?
Jared Allen, from
the former Chief and Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said something today too.
Put a little less face paint on, and maybe we will respect you a little more, Jared.
Myles Garrett, he made history. He broke the sack record.
People don't like it. People don't want to give him credit.
Yeah, just give the guy his flowers. I don't care if you're
even I give him credit, and I'm not a Browns fan.
Yeah, I mean,
he deserves it.
And me, obviously I'm a huge Browns fan, but give the guys credit and move on. I don't need former players saying, "Oh, that should have been mine," or he did it in one more game. Okay, yeah, but he did it in less attempts. So
yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. So,
fans, I don't care about. If you're a fan and you want to talk crap, go for it. That's just the nature of the game. Fans are going to talk crap back and forth with each other. But if you're a former player or a current player,
what are you doing? You've been retired for decades.
Yeah, or even
shut up.
In Strahan's case, an analyst, give the guy his flowers and move on.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about.
Well, if he was a Giant, he would be praising him.
Well,
Michael Strahan's one of the only people on TV that has almost as few teeth as me. So I can say shit about his teeth.
Well, the thing is I don't dislike Strahan. I just
I don't either. Well, I kind of do now. I kind of do now after that.
I think that was a Bush League thing to say. I think that as someone who has you broke it 25 years ago. That record stood for a quarter century. TJ Watt tied it, so you were you say congratulations. Heck of a season, and you move on. You don't got to start competing. I mean,
no, it's ridiculous. But let's head to the elephant in the room.
Before we move on, just congrats to Myles Garrett.
Yeah, congratulations to him.
Heck of a season.
To Cavs minority owner Myles Garrett. So and I'm sure he'll be at a bunch of games now that the season's over. But the elephant in the room, the Browns continued to be the Browns and fired Kevin Stefanski when, let's be honest, I had a great draft last year, but if one of them deserved to go, it's Andrew Berry, in my mind. Stefanski was 45-56 in his 6 seasons. They made the playoffs twice. They won their only playoff game, and I love people saying, well, Stefanski wasn't on the sidelines for that. Yeah, but he game planned the whole damn game plan. And the guy who was calling the plays, Stefanski, they probably talked for 12 hours on the phone before the game. Their only playoff win since 1994. My God, I was 26. My God. And, two
9.
Coach of the Years. What's that?
I said I was 9.
Yeah. And, what a shock. He already has interviews with the Giants, Titans, and Falcons. Probably have an interview with the Ravens, too. And they kept Andrew Berry. I lose more respect for Andrew Berry the more I see him at press conferences. He's one of those guys. I'm smarter than you. Yeah, I've done a shitty job, but I'm smarter than you.
This was tough because if I'm being honest, I did like Stefanski.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when he actually had, and usually, when they made the playoffs, he had a more competent team, and they had, they thought Baker was going to be the guy, and and they went for it. They had, more stability, at key positions like wide receiver.
The Watson trade just destroyed everything.
Oh, and 100% destroyed everything.
And I still think Haslam was responsible for that.
I would not be surprised, but I have no idea who. And then you'll never get a straight answer of who.
No, you might. One of them will probably write a book, but we'll all be like 80 by then.
Yeah. I think that Barry, honestly, I think this draft is the only reason Barry got another year.
Mm-hmm.
I think if next year it's it goes down, if it's downhill, I think that Barry's probably going to be gone.
Yeah.
And I think that it also depends on who they hire as head coach as well. I don't even want to get into that because.
Well, remember, if Barry's hiring the head coach, remember they got rid of John Dorsey for hiring Freddie Kitchens. So if he screws up on the head coach, he should be gone too. Firing John Dorsey may be the best GM they've had since they've come back. And, he's only gone to, where, Detroit? And done a good job there. Cavs are down 9 at the end of 3.
Oh,
so they probably won't finish by the time we're done with this hour. But
Stefanski, he's going to get hired. He's going. I think he's going to win a bunch of games with another team. Do I think it was the right move? I don't think it was the right or the wrong move. I think maybe it was maybe they just needed a change. Everyone needed a change.
The players stuck up for him after he got fired. They did.
Yeah, I know players like him.
They did not hide their displeasure that he got fired. Some of those guys will probably be traded now.
Maybe. Obviously the defense is good, but you got to retool the offense, and that might be at the.
Well, it was defensive guys. It was some defensive guys that were defending him. Although DeJuan Jones was really upset. He was really upset. I wish that guy could stay healthy because he's going to be really good.
Yeah, but I don't know how much. Well, it depends on certain things. They're going to have an opportunity. Barry's going to have an opportunity next year, especially if they're just going to say, you know what, we're sticking with Sanders or whatever they're going to do. If they get they're not drafting a quarterback. I can tell you that.
You don't know that. What if he hires a coach that wants to? He said the other day, if the coach wants to draft a quarterback, we may go that way.
I think Barry knows what he wants to do. And unless they get if they get Harbaugh and Harbaugh's like, I want to draft a quarterback, that's another conversation. But
yeah, he's a guy that has.
Are you credibility? You just got out of the whole
he ain't coming here,
the Deshaun Watson trade. Are you really going to give up a first or the 6th, the 28th, and it's probably going to take.
Well, they're close enough. I think they're high enough where they can draft a quarterback with and not have to trade up. The trade up shit. I'm so sick of Browns fans always speculating. We're going to trade up. They're going to trade down. Oh, my God, I'm a genius. I know we can do that, so we're going to do it. Shut up. Just let the draft happen.
They got the 6th pick, and they have another pick in the first round. We don't know where it's going to land. I think the lowest it could be is 28. I might be wrong on that. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, well, no, it could be 32 if they make the Super Bowl.
Well, I said the lowest it can be.
Oh, the lowest. Okay, yeah. I can't believe they were that.
Or whichever, whichever way you want to put it. I mean, of course, Trevor Lawrence becomes Joe Montana in the year that we have the pick. But
that just disgusts me so much that they were good because I can't stand Liam Cohen. It disgusts me enough. I haven't drank in 23 years. I almost want to go in my cupboard and get out the Tito's hard vodka that the Cavs gave us as a Christmas gift. And I almost want to open it up and drink it right here on the show because it really pisses me off that Liam Cohen did well. But it is the Jaguars. So next year, he may go 3-14.
That is true. But I think it's going to take more than both those picks to move up to 1 or 2, because you're going to have to move up to 1 or 2 to get.
There's more than 2 good quarterbacks. There's more than 2 good.
None you're going to take at number 6 or 28.
Well, that's true, and Bryce Underwood's not coming out. So,
oh my God,
yeah. Well, the Vikings want to get him if he were to come out.
That's a good possibility.
Wow. Was that a mistake? But the Giants, the Titans, and the Falcons are interested in Stefanski. I don't know if the Ravens will contact him now.
I think I actually think that's a pretty good fit, if I'm being honest.
No, we know where the best fit is. We'll find out tomorrow if they want to schedule an interview with him too. I don't know if you saw this. Adam Schefter put out a tweet, information from Harbaugh's agent.
Oh, that 7 teams want to do.
And there's only 6 openings. So please let that 7th team be located at one Buccaneer place. And they're meeting with Todd Bowles tomorrow on Wednesday. Fire him. Either Stefanski or Harbaugh. They would fit perfectly in Tampa.
I do have to ask you this. With you being
they probably have the best roster of the teams that have openings, except maybe the Ravens.
But that's why I think Stefanski would fit well with the Ravens, because he loves that 2 tight end set, and they got Isaiah Likely and they got Mark Andrews. You got Lamar.
He does like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a.
And look, he spent the last 4 years with shitty receivers, so their receivers are better.
I think they only have one.
Yeah, Flowers.
Zay Flowers.
Yeah, let's give him Flowers.
Yeah, but
see what I did there with the words?
I did. I saw the word. It was nice.
I like how you ignored it too. That was good.
I wanted to let it marinate for a little bit. Let it simmer.
So, go on.
No, I like you said. I think that's very interesting with Schefter saying 7 teams want to.
Yeah.
That means that there's a team out there that obviously is looking for a new head coach.
As a coach that doesn't. Yeah.
Who could be Dolphins.
Yeah, I thought that too, but let's hope not. Let's hope it's a little farther north.
I did hear though that I don't
those rumors are just stupid.
That he's helping the search for a GM.
Oh, well, maybe, but also that the one on Saturday and Sunday that he was going to become the Browns coach.
You know what? At this point,
God, the crap people put out there.
No one. If you think you know who the Browns coach is, you're wrong. I don't care who you are.
No.
Andrew Berry doesn't even know who the Browns coach is going to be.
No,
So
that's
if
true.
you think you've heard,
and definitely not the Hall of Fame female writer who loves to be the ringleader of the circus.
You know what? I don't like bashing people, but I will say, and I want to talk to you.
She sat next to me in the press box at 2 softball games. I'm not a fan.
It was literally, I think it was maybe 30 seconds after Harbaugh got fired. I saw something that said, per you know who, the Cleveland Browns have interest in John Harbaugh. I wanted to be like, well, no shit.
It's just everybody does. Like 31 NFL teams.
I remember. I saw that, and it was, I don't know if it was a tweet or where it was, but it was like immediately after.
You know, she had it ready.
I know, but it was funny.
Oh, she's disgusting. I'm sorry, she is.
I just remember seeing it, and I went, like, in my mind, I go, "Oh yeah, no shit." I'm sure.
Did you see who else? Jason Garrett interviewed with the Titans, or he's going to on Thursday.
I did see that. Yes.
I don't mind him on Sunday Night Football. So I kind of hope he doesn't get the job. I like him on there. I kind of would like to see Chris Collinsworth, maybe. Someone could hire him like as a GM or something. We could get rid of him. We could you know
a name I keep hearing getting thrown around too, and I hate, like, I hear getting thrown around. Not because I dislike him or anything, just because no one has any idea is Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, I know, and I saw him mentioned it with the Browns. With Mike McCarthy, are you kidding me? They already went through it in Dallas. He's gonna go to one step higher of a circus.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
Everyone is gonna hear every coach and coordinator on the planet until they actually hire
someone. The thing is with Mike McCarthy, you didn't hear anything from him this whole season, right?
No.
Because he was probably in a mental institution
after
being in Dallas. And what? Now he wants to go back? What's he going to spend? He's going to coach the Browns on Sunday and then spend the next 4 days in Laurelwood?
I think my favorite one was because me and you joked about it, and I was like, or maybe it wasn't me and you. I can't remember who I was talking to about it, but I made the joke. I said, "Oh yeah, Nick Saban's going to come out of retirement and coach the Browns." I was making just a massive joke.
Yeah.
And then like 20 minutes later, I see someone reported that, like, "Oh, Cleveland Browns have interest in Nick Saban." I'm like,
this is the dumbest thing ever. What I heard. This is the dumbest thing ever, Joey. What I heard. By the way, we got 2 minutes and 19 seconds. We're not going to get to Ohio State today. I'll just say the men's basketball team is looking good lately, and they're going to be in the tournament. But this is the dumbest one I heard. The Browns are going to hire Bill Belichick, and Nick Saban is going to come back as the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Nick Saban's going to leave that cushy job at ESPN.
He's also like 75. I mean, I know he looks good, but he's not.
Yeah,
I do. But before we go, I have to ask you this one major question. You being a giant, a massive Buccaneers fan, did you actually root for the Saints to win?
Oh, I was following it at the Cavs game. Yeah, I did, but I did not watch the Buccaneers game on Saturday. I had enough.
Man, you should. It was a good game.
Couldn't do it. I have a DVR'd, so I'm probably going to watch it because I want to see Mike Evans play one more time. But and I think he's finished. But yeah, I rooted for the Saints. I'm going to root for the Saints. And I love that Raheem Morris got fired, though. I can't stand Raheem Morris. I can't stand him. Now he can go spend some more time at strip clubs like he did when he was the Buccaneers coach. So on that note, on that positive and
enlightening note,
not down in the gutter note, I think we're done for this week, Joey. We're finished within 1 hour. And we will be back next week for more bull crap.
Oh, yeah.
So for Tim Shire,
I'm Joe Schneider.
And we will see you next week. Have a good week, everybody.